Uh, Anil Arya is with us from Bangalore, and he's a young professional, IT professional based in Bangalore, and he is very enthusiastic about all this heritage and literature and many more things. So without wasting any minute more, I invite Anil Aryaji to please address the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji, for inviting me on this. 1 second, let me share my screen, then we'll start. Is it visible, my screen?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Namaste, everyone. So thank you for inviting me to speak on this wonderful, very interesting topic, like Hindu religious and spiritual practices. So like everyone is aware of like what is a religion, like a reunion of the people and doing something rituals. So we call it as religion, but when it comes to a Hindu, we call it as dharma. So there is a little bit difference between religion and dharma. So we'll talk about like Hindu dharma and spiritual practices. It's spiritual practices, Adhyatma, Vratas, and meditation. So in Sanskrit, this spiritualism, like spiritual, so we call it as Adhyatma. So Adhyatma is made of the two words in Sanskrit. The first one is Adi, and prefix, and the postfix is like. Please mute yourself so that I can deliver properly this speech. So thank you very much. So this Adhyatma, that is a synonyms of spiritual things. So spiritual, that is Sanskrit is meaning like Adhyatma. So Adhyatma is made of the two words, like one prefix Adi and this Atma, that is a postfix. So anything that we are doing, like any activities for actually knowing ourselves, like self-realization, in a very simple term, that is called Adhyatma. So Adi word that comes in Adhyan also, Adhyavasa also. So this is this word actually comes in the very good sense. So whatever actually we do activities to know ourselves, self-realization or God realization, anything. So that is called Adhyatma, and this is very vast subject. And the vratas, that means woe in English, and vratas means, you can understand very simple way, like oath or determination that we take to do something for betterment. And meditation, everyone is familiar with this word, but we'll talk about our traditional meditation, that is yoga, Ashtanga yoga. So this is all about the topics that we are going to cover. This is very vast topic, but we'll see like one by one, like Adhyatma, Vratas, and meditation. So the first question, like when we start something like spiritualism, so we always think like why to go to that spiritual path. So what are the factors that drags us to the spiritualism? That the question should come to the human mind, and this actually helps to drag someone to a spiritualistic path, a Adhyatmic path, you can say. So there are some fundamental questions, like people actually think or have such thoughts comes at some point of the time in the life, like in early stage, or in the middle age, or very end of the life of the human. So there are some few questions, fundamental questions that comes to the human mind always at some point of the time, like what is origin. So like what is the origin of human civilization, what is the origin of this universe, where we have come from. So such questions always comes to the human mind and tries to find somehow. So there are some questions like reason and cause of the existence, why we are existing, what is the purpose of our life, and what role I play in this vast universe. So we are just a very tiny, small, small even than point in the space, if you'll see from the broader level. Next question can come like a very fundamental question: ki what and why is death? Death nowadays actually is a pandemic going on, and everyone is aware like death is everywhere, like it happened. So it may actually think some thought may come like sometimes like, why is the death? Why is there any way like we can come out of the death? So some questions like, is there any life after death? So if the death happens, so is there any next life? So such questions always comes in, and people try to find it. Next question like, does God exist? This is very famous question. Like some believes the God doesn't exist, some believes God exists, and some say if the God exists, where it lives. Does it lives at the seventh sky? Does it lives at one place, or it is like only lives in temple? So such question always come and should come. So and if there is something like if you are something different from our body, so we should actually always think like, is there any way to actually break that bondage? So can we break that bondage between our subtle elements and ourself? Is there any way to liberation? So such questions always comes like in the human mind. And such questions, this is very famous question like, why is there is so much misery and injustice in the human society? So these questions always comes in the human mind. And some people think like, why we have to go through all the pains and all. Some people think like, can this relative happiness be everlasting? Means, is there any something which is like absolute happiness? Something is called absolute happiness. Does it exist? So such questions always comes in mind. Above all, who am I? So who am I actually? So all these questions actually leads you somewhere like to the spiritualistic path, like spiritualism. And you can see like I have attached one pendulum like is moving here and there, left and right. So such questions like, if the people try to find it out, if you are not getting a proper guidance, proper guru and achar, you will be like in a loop. Sometimes you like a spiritual life, sometimes you will hate this spiritual life. So this some people actually falls like a pendulum. So we don't have to be like a pendulum, but we have to think of all the answers. So and we can get all these answers from our Vedic text, Hinduism, like who am I? So once you will start discovering yourself, who am I? I'm sure you will be in the background, you will be able to find all the answers of these questions very easily. So there are some core so there are some core beliefs of Hinduism that exist in Vedic text or Hinduism that we are saying, like belief in the supreme and the soul. We believe in the supreme, like there is someone like who is controlling everything, he which is the actually force of force. And the soul, Atman, we believe in there, like we are something like no one can burn me, but my body perishes, but not my soul. Nainam chindanti sastrani. So we believe in the soul, which is immortal, supreme, immortal. And we believe that there is a ultimate truth, which is the supreme. And to achieve that one, that is the goal of the life. Everyone actually is like believes in Hinduism. One core beliefs in Hinduism is like believing in an authority of the Vedas. Vedas is true knowledge, and we believe it's eternal knowledge, like eternal, whatever the text, whatever the things are written, that is aparushe, not made by the human. We believe in the karma and karmic consequences. Karma phal vyavastha, we say in Hindi. So we believe in this karma, whatever you sow, you will reap. You have heard these lines. So we believe in that one. Whatever we do, we'll get fruit of that action. We believe like the concept of dharma will explain it like what is dharma actually, why we call like Hindu as a dharma, not a religion. So I will explain it So there are some principles through which we actually we can know what is dharma actually. So we believe in tolerance as well as our core value. So everyone is aware of that one, and everyone knows like individual souls are immortal, as I just said earlier. We believe in life after death. Our incarnation happened. We believe in that one. Okay. We believe in attaining a moksha, salvation, that is absolute happiness. We believe there it exists like absolute happiness. We actually move very little bit like towards relative happiness, more towards absolute happiness, which is called moksha in our Vedic text or Hinduism. So next, there are some purpose of the human life. I think if this topic is covered by our Acharya Dr. Harishchandra, so I'll not go more inside it. But this is the purpose of the human life. We can say like in Hinduism, the purpose of the human life goal is to attain dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Maybe if Acharya has not explained it, he will explain in the next session, or you would have explained it properly. So this is our actually human goal. Okay. So I will not going more deep inside it. So I'm coming towards explaining the 10 principles of dharmas. So there is in our Vedic text, our Rishi Muni has said there are 10 principles of dharma. There are 10 symptoms of dharmas. धृति क्षमा दमो अस्तेयम शौच इंद्रिय निग्रह धी विद्या सत्यम अक्रोध दशकम धर्म लक्षणम. Dashkam means 10. There are 10 symptoms of dharmas. So the first one is the patience. So if you'll see anywhere, like anyone, like in any one character, there is a patience attribute. There is like dharma. So it's easy to understand what is dharma. So wherever actually you see the patience in me, in us, or anywhere, so that shows like dharma exists there. Okay. So why people say to work patiently, to have a patience, because we work in both ways, like consciously and unconsciously through our mind. So we want to work every time very consciously. So that's why people says have a patience. And the second actually symptoms of dharmas is forgiveness. So if you are actually looking into the character of the person and he's forgiving for silly and small mistakes of someone else, so that is the property of dharma. Okay. So this is very easy to identify where is dharma exist, what is dharma. And if you are dhamma, like third one is the dhamma, the self-control. If you are controlling yourself, that is called controlling yourself. You can include this indriya nigra as well, controlling of the senses. So if you are controlling yourself somehow, and you are controlling something of your senses, indriya nigra, like using that meditation and life force control, that dharmas come out automatically from the character. Okay. Fourth one is like honesty. So wherever you see, everyone knows like honesty is the best policy, and honesty is very famous. Like wherever you see the honesty, there is a dharma. So it's the core principle of dharmas. Fifth one is the sanctity, like soch, the cleanness, not only to the body, but it's the mind and soul. So the cleanness in the mind, body, and soul, that is called the soch, sanctity we call. That is also wherever you see all these things, that is a property of dharma. So control of the senses, I've already told. Next is the dhi. So dhi is very interesting. So dhi word everyone has heard, like in Gayatri mantras. Gayatri mantra. Om bhurbhuva swah tat savitur bhargo devasya dhimahi dhiyo yo na prachodaya. So it's a next level of the mind, or normal people mind we call it as buddhi, and when it goes towards attaining for the self realization, towards knowing the god, we call it as dhi. This is the next level of dhi. or next level of mind, buddhi. So we call it as dhi. So whatever the activities we are doing for making our buddhi dhi, converting into dhi, so that is a property of dharma. So why it is required? Because if you're not making our buddhi, mind, into a dhi, not converting, there is a great chance that we will do some mistakes. So there is some way like yoga abhyas and meditation is there to make our mind or buddhi, you can say, to convert your buddhi into dhi. Dhi also converts into pragya, and then pragya becomes ritambra, where everything you will know, like you will behave like very in the true sense, like in the very truthful. So these are this next level of mind state. So whatever you do, so wherever we see like the, so that become the property of dharmas. So one is like vidya. Vidya is also like a, principle of dharmas. So vidya is very a little bit complex, and if you'll see like in the materialistic world, 1 plus 5 is equal to 8. If someone says, that is called avidya. This is ignorance in terms of materialistic world. But if you are going towards like a spiritual way, so 1 plus 5 is equal to 8 is not an avidya, but they are very specific, like vidya we say, like to understand like this as a living agent, and we as a non-living agent. So we are not, if you are not able to differentiate between living and non-living entities, so that is avidya. We have to remove that, ignore that type of ignorance. That is called vidya. Okay, gaining the skills that significantly add your ability to offer value, a huge step toward the well-rounded success. So in terms of both, you can understand in the materialistic world and the spiritual world. Ninth one is truthfulness, satya, right? So obviously this is very obvious, like wherever you see truthfulness, that is a principle of dharma, that is a property of dharma. And the last one is like akrodh, the absence of anger. Wherever you see anger, that means there is no any dharma, because anger poisons our ability to take the proper decision, and will become evil when we do anger. So absence of the anger, have a patience every time. So that is the property of dharma. So these are the 10 principle of dharmas. So everyone should know, like that's why we call it as a Hindu, not a religion, dharmas. We call it Hindu dharma because of this property, 10 principles. So next month, actually, there was in the topic vratas. So there is a mantra in Yajurved, Agne Vratpate Vratam Charishyami Tat Shakeyam Tanme Radhyatam Idam Aham Anritat Satyam Up Emi. So that means we are actually saying to the Lord God, the Lord of the woes, I will observe the woe. Whatever I have taken, whatever I have taken the oath, I will observe it. May I have strength for that one, for fulfillment of that, the pledge or determination that I have taken. Pray the grant me the success in the fulfillment of my vow. We are saying it to the God. And I take the vow of renouncing untruth and embracing the truth. So in the true sense, that is the meaning of Vrat. But in our Puranas, we have heard like there are three kind of Vrat. Like first one is Manasik, like Manasik Vrat, and Vachik Vrat, and third one is Kaik Vrat, that is related to our body. So anything like any vrat means determination, that I've told, like this is meaning is woe, taking some determination. So whatever actually you are taking, like a vow or pledge or oath to do something for betterment of yourself or your family or surrounding or society, so that is called a vrat in the true sense. So if you are taking a vrat is famous like for the fasting, but that is also a kind of vrat, but it's on kaik level, like in body level. So kaik vrat, that is called kaik vrat. So if you have taken a vrat for making your stomach functional properly, your digestive system works properly. You want to you want to actually give rest to your stomach for a day. You can take oath, like you can take a vrat for that, for being matlab ki by fasting, not by taking a food. So that is also a kind of vrat. So second one is a vachik vrat. So vachik vrat is something like you want to control over your the vocal voice. So sometimes what happens, people do agnihotra and all, and mind something else going on, and their vocal actually starts unconsciously. They do like chanting mantras. So such activities, if you are taking a vrat, like whatever we will think in our mind will speak through our vocal, like epiglottis, through our epiglottis or something. So we call it as vachik vrat. Okay. So vachik vrat like will speak truth only. So whatever I will think in our mind, I will only speak that one unconsciously. That I will not, that will not come outside. So that is called vachik vrat. And the third one is manshik vrat. If you are taking like if you are so all vratas are actually initiated from this manasik, from mind only. Man buddhi chitta ahankara antahkarana chatushtaya. So everything get initialized from this mind. So these are three types of the vratas that I have told you. And yeah, so next, actually, let's go like uh, we'll talk about this Adhyatma and these dharmas, like using in 4 stages of the ashram that actually a person goes through, like throughout the life. So the first one is the brahmacharya, so which takes place during the school years, that is focused on acquiring the knowledge and developing the character. This is for the personal development, brahmacharya. They do like reading the Vedic text and going to the school. We call it as Gurukul in very ancient times. Nowadays, it has become a school. So this is for just for a personal development, being a brahmachari. So this is the main purpose, and this is the foundation for actually for all other ashrams like Grihastha ashram, Vanprastha, and Sannyasa ashram. This will come like again when we'll talk about these sanskaras, like practices that we do like in our solar sanskaras. We'll discuss all these things. So brahmacharya is the one like for the personal development. Grihastha is for like when we enter into our middle age and we are capable of marriage, and we look for the family and career and business development. So mainly focus on family development. So this is called a grihastha ashram. So a person in a Hindu, like in Hinduism or Vedic culture, goes through these all 4 stages of the life. The third one is Vanprastha ashram. So when a person sees like son of sons, so whenever, so he's actually allowed to go to forest and increased they can focus more on increasing the ability of spiritual things, and they can work more on social development. So once you'll see here, like last one is the sannyas ashram. This is the last year to the life. When we have a full vairagya, we can go to the sannyas ashram. So for the sannyasi, this whole world become like his own family. So Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, in the real sense, actually only sannyasi can feel. This is sannyasi work on this world development, and Vanprasthi focus on the social development, and Grihas focus on mainly on family development. Brahmacharya, like people like a student on the brahmacharya focus on the personal development, but it's not, it's a very vague distribution. But brahmachari can also help in the social development and world development, and grihastha ashram can also do something for the social and can actually do work something for world development. So this is the important actually role sannyas ashram works like for the family, for whole human. So this is the all actually, and this is the 4 stages of like of a human of the Hindu life. So in today's world, like most of the people actually are more concentrated on grihastha ashram. Brahmacharya is also like broken nowadays, and Vanprastha and sannyasa ashram. So all these are broken, but this actually has some meanings like why this is required. So actually, by following these all these stages, people can feel like the happiness that comes to their life. Like once it becomes the sannyas and vairagya, he can do properly like self realization and all. So once actually it goes from brahmacharya, grihas, one person sannyas, so their happiness becomes absolute. Like he's moving towards like to salvation, towards the God, to know himself. So this is important four stages of the life. And we'll talk about like these are the spiritual practices that a person do like every day, specifically like for grihasti. All these five are important to perform every day, but this is broken also nowadays, this tradition. But this is very old tradition to follow like panch mahayagya. This is the spiritual practices as per the Vedic text and Hinduism. First one is the Brahma Yajna. So before actually rising the sun, we should actually wake up and thanks to our Ishwar, and do some meditation and learning and teaching the Vedic text together with its angas like Upanishad or Darshan, Sastra, etc. So when I'm saying like a Vedic text, that doesn't mean like the mantras that is written in Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samveda, Atharveda. So it means like all the true knowledge that has evolved today. Like it can be the mathematics, it can be physics, chemistry, anything which is the true, right? So all the true knowledge can be learned, and this is all called Brahma Yajna. Okay, and worshipping Ishwar as well. The second one is Dev Yajna. This is called Agnihotra. So Agnihotra like is a fire rituals, we can say, where actually we have Havan Kund. This is one actually a picture that I'm showing here. This is Havan Kund, and fire is coming out of that Havan Kund. This is called a fire ritual. Okay, so we actually put some mango wood or people wood, and we actually offer ghee, some medicinal plant, resin, etc. So this is actually today actually is the day for pandemic. Is actually nowadays a pandemic going on, and we should know like why this Dev Yag is very important, Agnihotra, because it purifies like air, and it helps building our immunity strong. So these fire rituals, I have written one word like Giloy. So this word is written in Yajurved Bhashya, somewhere to do Agnihotra with that one. So that really helps to everyone. I do Agnihotra daily. So I have a personal experience like it's been like 1 year, like this pandemic is going on, and it's been 1 year. My family has not suffered a common cold even. So this is so much strong, and strength in itself. So like people should follow it. Dev Yagya 2 times daily. I do actually 1 times in a day, but one should perform twice in a day. So this is very strong thing one should follow like nowadays. Third one is like a Pitri Dev Yajna, like serving a father and mother and forefather who is living like right now. So in Hindi, in Sanskrit, we call it as Sradh and Tarpan. Sradh is something like we are serving to our living father, mother, and forefather. We call it as Sradh. And Tarpan, like anything we are doing for our forefather, mother or parents, to make it happy, like all the activities. We call it as Tarpan somehow, like this, something like this one. And fourth one is the Bali Vashya Devi Yajna. This is very actually confusing, but very interesting. Like when we are cooking food for ourselves, we offer something, we sacrifice our cooked food to the animals that is living surrounding, that is living around us, if for the insects and birds even. So sometimes people thinks like it's a Bali Vaishyadev means killing the animals and all. So it's not like that one. Bali means sacrificing something, like, so we are sacrificing our cooked food to animals, insects, and birds. That is called Bali Vaishyadev, and this should be performed daily. So you can understand like what is psychology, what is the psychology of Hinduism. You can understand the level of like um, yeah. And the fifth one is like Atithi Dev Yagya. Like this is for serving our guest. Nowadays the guest had been changed, but Atithi means the guest, like who comes to our house without telling date and time. So we call it as Atithi, Atithi. So this is basically in our older age, Atithi is mainly built for Vanprasth and Sannyas ashram, because they used to come to our house, home, and they give. We used to offer food, and they give us some knowledge, like Vedic knowledge, for to enhance our spiritual life to Grihasti. So this is the one, actually five practices one should actually always should always perform. This is mainly for the grihasti, but yes, so this should be performed very nice. Actually, these spiritual practices are there. So once you follow it will increase your happiness. So I will tell you, like in the last, why we should practice all these spiritual like rituals and all. So we'll talk about in Hindu, like Sola Sanskar exist. We practice the Sola Sanskar, and every Sanskar actually begins with Iswar Stuti Prarthana and Upashna, like Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Durdani Parasuva Yad Bhadramatan Asuva. So we start with that one. We do Swasti Vachan, Santi Path, and Agrihotra, depending on the type of the Sanskar. We do like a different type of mantras from the Ved. Okay, and we get motivated accordingly, depending on the sanskar what we are actually practicing. So there are 16 sacraments. We'll talk one by one and will not go more in deep. So first one is the Garbhadhan Sanskar, Garbhadhanam, like the conception, like when a woman wants to be a like mother. So this is for a married couple. So this should be performed according to the Upanishad. I said Upanishadi Garbhalambanam. So we should not be indulged in the bad activities, like this is for married couple. And the second one is Punsavanam Sanskar. So once we get to know like the conception, woman is conceived, and after the second or third month, we actually do this activity, like we celebrate with this Agnihotra, this which is a common practice, and we actually chant some Ved mantras having some useful meanings, like to be very careful and have a disciplined life, and we take an oath to take an Oshadhi, good medicinal plants during those times. We take oath not to like avoid excessive sleep, not to too much walk, not having not taking a lot of food or consumption. So this type of like mantras we actually chant, and we should not be in like this mother should not involve in an anger, aversion, and greed, because this indirectly actually affects the child. Always should be in the happy mood. That is, her conduct should be always good, and the husband should always support her. So this is the Punsavanam Sanskar, second Sanskar. And this Agnihotra, actually, whatever actually Sanskar we are going, Agnihotra is a common practice. And Agnihotra, like according to Sanskaras, these mantras differ. Right. So Simanto Anayam Sanskar, this is the third one. Like this is like sacrament which happens like at the fourth month of the pregnancy. So this is performed so that the mind of the pregnant woman is made to feel satisfaction, healthy, and all. So pregnancy is maintained, firm and noble, and thus development of the fetus gets better. So we make sure at the 4th month of the pregnancy also, and we celebrate this moment also. So 4th one is the Jat Karm. So you will see like it's very interesting. So we are starting from Garbhadhan Sanskar when the child is going to born, and cremation when he is going to die, and what are the things we are going to do. So 4th one is the Jat Karma Sanskar. This when the delivery is near. So there is some functions people actually organize, and the family organize for, and they sprinkle the water over the body of the pregnant woman reading Vedic mantras. So this gives actually a proper full happiness to whole family members as well as the pregnant woman as well. So this is very important. So till now we have covered 4 sanskar before birth of the child. So the child has born, like the fifth one, I think. Term numbers is confused. So okay, uh, this is the fifth one, Namkaran Sanskar. So the beautiful name of the child, having some meaningful name we give, and we organize some celebration. We do Agnihotra. So Agnihotra is a common practice in all sanskaras. So sixth one is Niskramana sacrament. So this happens like after 4 months approximately from the birth. So we actually, when the baby is taken out of the house, and we actually take around in open and pure air, and the place where the place is clean. So this Niskramana sacrament, this also happens, this sacrament. And Seventh is one unprasan. Like when baby is capable to digest food, so we give some, mother knows like properly like what to give the food to them. It should be liquid or solid, or what are the things. So mothers will be knowing better. So when baby capable of digest food, so this first unprasan, like this festive occasion, happens with like full place of Agnihotra and all. So eighth one is Chuda Karma Sanskar, the cutting hair, the Klesh Chedan, we call it in Sanskrit. Ninth one is Karna Vedan Sanskar, like piercing the nose at the age of 3-4 months from date of birth. So if it is I don't know whether if my ear is pierced or not, but this is one of the sanskar that comes in between. Let's go next. Next one is Upanishads sanskar. So Upanishads sanskar is very important because Upanishads sanskar gives the right to read the Vedic text, like the true knowledge. So at the age of 8, 11, or 12, depending on like in which type of family we are there. So this Agnopavit sacred thread, we call it Upanyan also. This sacrament happens when the child becomes physically and mentally capable of acquiring the education. So this happens at the age of 8, 11, or 12. So we get the responsibility and duties towards learning Vedic text, true knowledge. And this is actually Upanyan Sanskar, irrespective of the birth in Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Every born family, like in any Varnas, are actually have a right to wear a Yagnopavit, and it has some meanings why this is required. Because as I'll show, like I also wear this Upanyan Sanskar, so it has 3 threads. So if it is visible, you can see. So there are 3 threads. You can see 3 threads. So one thread shows the depths towards our Rishi, Dev, and Matri Pitri. So Rin means depth. So there are some depth from our parents. So we have to do something for them. So it cannot be pay off, but we have to do. We have some responsibilities and duties towards them. So second one is Rishi Rin. So whatever actually we are gaining the knowledge, so that is our second birth. That's why we call it as Dvij after wearing this Upanyan Sanskar, because these teachers and all are giving the second birth in terms of the in terms of our enlightenment. So that is called rishi. So we have some we have some responsibility towards rishi also. Rishi means actually rishi, that is who has attained a moksha and all. So they have given some good knowledge to us. So and we can call to our teacher also, gurus and all. So there are some responsibility. We have to show this gratitude towards one teacher or gurus. And last one is the devrin. So depths of living and insensate deities, all living and non-living deities that are giving to us. This nature is giving to us. This nature is not a living agent, but is giving to us a lot of things. So we have the responsibility to make it pollution free. So we have to do something, as I've told, there are Panch Mahayagya Vidhi, there is a Dev Yagya also. So we practice Agnihotra also to purify our environments. So this is Upanan Sanskar. Next one is Vedarambha. So this actually stage comes at the time of Upanan Sanskar or one day after that one. So we can start with Vedarambha with this Upanan Sanskar. Next one is the Samavartan Sanskar. So once the completion of the education is done from the Gurukul and living it to the entering to the Grihastha life, so we do this sacrament. And the next one is the Vivaha Sanskar. So it's a marriage ceremony. Everyone is familiar with this marriage, Vivaha Sanskar. So for the person who has maintained the proper brahmacharya, a pious life is only capable to go into this stage marriage. The marriage will be based on Burkhan Sabha. Everyone is knowing this one, and initial years are very crucial. So you have seen this viva happens at the age of 25 or 30. So we have seen 12 and 13 sanskar is done. Out of 16 sanskar, 12 approximately 12 sanskar is already done. So you can understand the importance, in early stage is very important for everyone. Child life is very important because that is a foundation for all for everything. So to making our generation better. So you can understand the importance of the sanskars. And third one is next one is the grihas ashram, for family development and understanding the responsibility and duties inside the grihas ashram. So marriage, life, discipline, activities. So we know under these grihas ashram sacraments. One plus ashram. So I have told there are some various. There are 4 stages of life. So one plus ashram is the next one. When son of son is born, so we can go to this ashram, one plus ashram, and we celebrate this moment also, this sacrament also with Agnihotra, which is a common practice in all ashram, in all sanskaras. Okay. So next one is the sannyas ashram. After the full vairag, if you have attained the full vairagya, you are allowed to enter this sannyas ashram, else you are not allowed. And last one is antyesti sanskar, cremation. So see how before baby's birth we have started, and now we have come to antyesti sanskar, cremation. There is a fire rituals also. We also do sacrament this one with some few Vedic mantras. So these are all about antyesti, all about 16 sanskaras. Okay. So why these sanskaras are important, right? I have told about 16 sanskaras, from Garbhadan sanskar till cremation. So why this all is important? So there is a book called Sanskar Vidhi, written by Swami Dhanand Saraswati. It has multiple sutras to tell about this solar sanskar, and it has taken a lot of sutras and mantra, you can say, from Griha Sutra. So so he tells us it is absolutely right for all the people to perform all the solar sanskaras, because by their performance the body, Atman, are refined, become a pure, and Dharma, Artha, Kam, and Moksha, which are the ultimate goal of the human life, that are attained, achieved. And the children become more cultured and all. This is very important. So our generation become better and better by following all these solar sanskar. So I've just given actually a small introduction about all the solar sanskar, so that you are familiar with the words at least, so that you can find more like doing the self study. So next one is like why, as I've told, like why the sanskar is important. So some of the things like cure for all social, this is cure for all social ills and malady. So that's why actually we should follow the solar sanskara. And human without dharma is like animal. Everyone knows this comes the human animal tendencies. The man enhances the human faculties, increases the moral character, morality inside the human. So that's why this is important. As I've told, like this is very important to achieve this dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Okay. And as I've told, like this is very important for making our generation, like children, which are the next generation, more cultured and noble. So this is the aim of these sanskaras. So there are some reasons like why the sanskaras, there are actually some ill practices also comes in every religion, in every society. And there are some few reasons because of that one people actually wants to move away from these spiritual practices. So some of them like we are blindly following this with no logical explanation, and are less likely to be appreciated by the modern education logic based generation. So we are not able to explain the logic behind it. So that can be the reason, like we are not able to explain that one. That's why they are going away from these all spiritual practices, whether it's about meditation, yoga, or spiritual practices, solar sanskaras, anything. So any rituals, like any spiritual practices, like started with a very good intention, initially may become absolute, old, or inconvenient to follow later due to change in the living condition with the time and geography. This happens actually currently. This is the current situation right now. So these are very actually good practices inside the Hinduism, like in Vedic culture. One should follow it. Okay. And let's go to the next slide. Like if you know like all spiritual knowledge, and uh, if you're not a practical, so you're something like a man in the room with all knowledge and logic, but no tools to come out of the dark room and see the light. So that is actually the situation. When you know all these spiritual practices, good practices, which gives like which can enlighten us, which gives like happiness to us, and we are not actually practicing that one, that means we are in the dark. Okay. So we should practice all these activities, and we should promote also all these things. Third one I covered, like this Adhyatma subject is very huge and vast. And this meditation, that is also very huge and vast, very I have a less time to explain this. Let me try to finish this one. So the third topic was meditation. So meditation has taken a multiple form nowadays. So meditation, like we'll talk about the traditional meditation that our Rishi Munis has explained us, like in Hinduism, in Vedic culture. So practicing an yoga vash, that is for spiritual enlightenment. So this is the only one way of knowing yourself, the self-realization. This is so much important in the life. So meditation. So let's see like what are 8 limbs of yoga vyas. So in there is a Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Yoga Darshan. So if anyone heard about that one, so it has multiple sutras, and it explains about for normal people, like who is not like enlightened. So for them there is a practice of performing like to go through like 8 limbs, like 8 stairs: yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. So for example, I'm a like a software engineer, and I want to build some software. So I cannot go directly and build the software. I have to learn data structure and algorithm and all, right? So in the same way, so before doing this meditation, like proper yoga, like whenever I say yoga, that means meditation, which we call it as yoga. And this when we actually go for the meditation, we have to actually arrange the tools for that one, right? We have to be capable of doing the yoga. So yam and niyam. So first two stairs are for actually preparing yourself for meditation, yoga. So the yam, this is actually the first actually the first part of this meditation, first stair of this meditation, yam. It has actually the five section, the five things: ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, parigraha. Like non-violence, non-harming other living beings. That is called ahimsa. Ahimsa, that doesn't mean like um, ahimsa is a little bit very maybe confusing for some of the people. Like if you are saying a non-violence, and someone is doing the violence at the border to protect us, should we call it as like hinsa, something like that one? So confusion sometimes always comes in. So the ahimsa is very straightforward. Is doing a non-violence, non-harming other living beings, anything. So this is called ahimsa. And the one which we are killing, like our border security forces are killing the enemies, that is not hinsa. Okay, so that is for like for our betterment. If they will not do that hinsa, then ahimsa cannot come. So ahimsa, people should understand like what is this meaning of ahimsa properly. Second one is sat. So that is one of the property of dharma. So truthfulness, non-falsehood, that should come, that should be there in our mind, body, and vocal. Asteya, non-stealing habit. So non-stealing habit from physically as well as from mind. Okay, from the mind, we have to keep our mind pure of not even thinking of stealing things. So that is asteya. Brahmacharya, the chastity and worshipping supreme, that is called brahmacharya. We have to follow all this stuff to move ahead to yoga abhyas, towards yoga. And last one is aparigraha. Some people actually collect unnecessary too much stuff, so we have to avoid that unnecessary stuff. That is, we call it as aparigraha. So once yamas is fulfilled, now we will go to the niyam, right? This is the second component of Patanjali Ashtanga Yoga, and it has also a five part. The first one is the Soch. Soch, I have told, like, is one of the 10 principle of Dharma. So purity, cleanness of the mind, speech, and body. So it should be done like we should always think, we should do always some activities for this one. Second one is the santos, contentment, acceptance of others, acceptance of one's circumstances as they are in order. Satisfaction, we should have the satisfaction for like whatever we have. So if you are yeah, so santos is like a satisfaction, you can understand. Tapas, like persistence, perseverance, like self-discipline. So some people think like tapas means going to the Himalayas and standing at one leg. So that is tapasya. That is not a tapasya. Tapasya can be at mind level also. Okay, so we should focus only on towards this yoga abhyas, and we should do other activities for that one. That is called tapas. And swadhyay, everyone is aware of this one. Like study of Vedas, study of self reflection, introspection of the self thoughts, like what I'm thinking, is I'm a good or bad speech and action, so is proper or not. So we have to think all of things. So this comes under the swadhyaya. Ishwar pradhan, like surrender, like we should have some bhavana to surrender to Ishwar, like before going to the yoga abhyas. So we should have like some affectionate affection towards the God, so before going to that yoga abhyas. So these are, if like these two things, yam and niyam, are fulfilled completely, then we are ready to go for asana. Asan, like Sthir Sukham Asanam. Sankhya Darshan says Sthir Sukha Asanam na niyama. Like there is no any principle like what should be like Sukhasan. Like it should be like steady and comfortable posture of the like where we can sit. Okay, so it's all about meditation posture. So it can be Sukhasana, it can be Siddhasan. It depends on people what they prefer. So now actually we are ready for the meditation. Okay, we are going towards the meditation, towards the yoga. So yoga has not yet started. We are in the path of yogas. Okay, so till now we have actually reached to the asana, and so these all first two things, na, yam and niyam. So that actually we do we should have every time. So whenever uh, actually it should be like a part of our life, the first two things. Then only we can go to this third asana. We can sit evening or morning 2 times, which we call it a Sandhya Upasana. At the Sandhya, like at dawn or dusk of sunset or sunrise. So during that time we do these yoga abhyas, yoga practices, meditation. So till now we are ready for going towards the meditation. The fourth one is the pranayam. So at the asana level, we have closed our eyes, and now we are ready for the pranayam. So the pranayam actually is very specific. So breathing exercise and pranayam, both are two different things. This is actually controlled breathing. Don't touch your nose, but controlling your breathing inside or outside, that is called pranayam. This is the definition of pranayam given by a rishi. So sometimes that is also an exercise, breathing exercise, by touching your nose, but this doesn't come under the category of pranayam. The pranayam actually is something when you are actually keeping your hand like this, and you are controlling your breathing outside and inside. So that is called pranayam in the true sense. There are 4 types of pranayam: Rechak, Purak, and 2 others. So make a 10-second of difference, and perform the pratyahar. Pratyahar means pulling out, stop activities of the body actions completely. So at this moment, no, this asana moment, you have like closed your eyes and you are doing all these activities. So understand, this is a very easy steps actually for like yoga abhyas, and this is very traditional in the Hindus or Vedic culture. So pratyahar actually chant like a Gayatri mantra from your vocal voice. So Om chanting. So doing this one, you can control. So by doing the pranayam, you started controlling your body, mind. Okay. So pratyahar, it will control more by doing this chanting like Om and Gayatri mantras. So this will stop the activities completely of your body slowly. And next stage is dharana. Dharana, that means a concentration actually. Its meaning is concentration, focusing on the forehead or any part of the body, and chanting like Om, like which is called Pranodhvani. Om is a Pranodhvani. Om is actually is a native name of Ishwar. So we have to chant that Om in our mind. This is very traditional way I'm telling. So Om chanting in the mind should be. So vocal wise in Pratyahar we were doing Om. Now in Dharana we are actually going more inside. Okay. So there are different level of chantings like Bakhari, Madhyama, Pashyanti, Para. So there are different level of meditating with the Om chanting. So third one is like Dhyan. This is very high level of meditation. We still have not reached the yoga. So we are in the path of the yoga till Dhyan. So still we are in the path of this yoga, and in Dhyan, this is very high level of meditation. We are doing like Om chanting in our mind, and we stopped all vrittis that is coming to our chit. That is actually three actually, there is a distribution of mind. Actually, if you'll see this Vedic text, buddhi, ahankar, and this man. So we have controlled this our man at the stage of fifth, and in dharana and dhyan we are focusing more on buddhi, where actually all vrityas are coming towards it, and we are actually stopping that one. So this is dhyan, where this is very high level of meditation, like high level of yoga, doing om chanting our mind, and where we have stopped all with these all thoughts that is coming to our mind. We are actually mindless, you can say. And finally, if there is a blessing of the god, and we'll reach to the samadhi, and we'll have multiple surprising things will come out automatically. So this is all about like very traditional way of doing yoga abhyas. So yoga, according to Maharishi Vyas, is yoga samadhi. So when we reach to this stage, that is called yoga. Okay, so this is very highest level of meditation. There are multiple kind of samadhis, and this is actually what is the meditation in the true sense. So we need to practice this one. We need very dedicated and very experienced gurus. We need it for this one. So these are not that much difficult to. If you are in samadhi, we are actually knowing ourselves. Okay, samadhi is the state where actually we are able to understand ourselves, like drashta sarupe avasthanam. So that state actually comes in, and we get to know everything, like start knowing everything about ourselves, about our inner body. So this is the very highest level of meditation, the highest level of meditation. This is called actually a yoga when we reach at this eighth stage. There are multiple categories, but yeah. So Dr. Harishchandra is there, and you can actually learn about this yoga abhyas very easily. And these are very easy to go towards, like Ishwar. Like Acharya said, ki, always say ki, it's very easy to go to that, to go God. Like it's just like for the son, a small child wants to go in the lap of mother. Is that much easy to go to that God? So I think I am covered all the topics, and I am done. So I have covered these spiritualism, vratas. I have covered that most of the things like spiritual practice that we do, and most important like this meditation. So thank you everyone, like, for listening me. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Anil, for a comprehensive approach toward all these things, like goals of life and sanskaras and yoga, asana, and everything. It was very nice. And I would like to add for all the participants, like we call Sri Ram as a Murtiman, Dharma ka Murtiman Roop. So because most of the people actually make mistake translating dharma as religion. So religion is a very new concept, and in our literature from Vedas until Darshanas and Manusmriti and everywhere, there is no word for religion, and dharma cannot be translated as religion. Religion is basically mat sampradaya, panth, majhab kind of thing. So when we call Shri Ram and Dharma ka Murtiman Roop, Ramo Vigrahvan Dharma, it means Shri Ram was following all those limbs of Dharma which we discussed today, like Maharshi Manu has said. Dhriti Kshama Damo Astem Shaucham Indriya Nigraha Dhirvidya Satyam Akrodho Dashakam Dharma Lakshanam. So dharma has nothing to do with any puja paddhati or anything. These are the characteristics, knowledge-based and action-based characteristics given by Paramatma, and we only have to make sure that we follow that path for the whole life we live in this world. So thank you for now. We will have now an hour, almost actually an hour and 50 minutes break. And according to American Central Time, we will meet at 2 p.m. for the next session, which is gifts of Hindu heritage to the world and to the humanity. So please join us for that. And don't forget to mark your attendance on the attendance sheet. And we will see you. If you have any question, you can ask here and now about this session. Anilji is here to take your questions for a few minutes. We have 10 minutes in hands before we end this session. Yes, there is a question. Someone has asked that, is there a link? Yes, please go to the Facebook, and there is a page called Hindu Heritage Foundation of America, and you can find all those sessions available there. And if you can bring your friends or family or neighbors or anyone from your network to get inspired from these wonderful sessions, you are welcome. They are welcome. Everyone is welcome. So please do join and keep sharing those sessions. Live videos and recording will be permanently there. Yes, please. There was a question.
Thank you very much. It was a very informative session, Anil. I perform Agnihotra too daily. I try to perform it twice a day, but sometimes it happens that I only perform once a day. And I have actually the same experience that it's been a it's been a year now. We have not suffered any kind of illness. I would say not even normal cold and flu. Yeah, and it not even our family have experienced that. It actually purifies about 1 mile of radius around you. So yeah.
Yeah, but actually Agnihotra, the association of mantras with the Agnihotra is the best gift from our rishis to the humanity. True. Because it's a kind of mind conditioning. When you recite those mantras, you have to condition your mind, vichar, the Veda, the mantras from Vedas. Right. So to make changes in our personality. So don't take Agnihotra like only for the environment cleaning. It is for our inner cleaning also.
Just saying idam na mama makes you so much, vyapak.
Yes.
Doing this all and then saying idam na mama, it's so purifying itself. Yeah, true. I agree.
Nothing is mine. Right.
Thank you. If anyone have to add something, so please feel free. So we are live for more 5 minutes, and then we will close this session.
This is Usha Mehra from Houston. Very good session. I must say that, yeah.
So please please do joining next sessions also.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Avi Gola. I'm from Seattle, actually. This was a very fun session to see and talk about all about Hinduism. And I'm just wondering, what is the next session going to be about? Or like how does the sessions work out? That's what I'm really wondering.
The
Because
next session is gifts of Hindu heritage to the humanity and to the entire world.
all right. Thank you.
Thank you. So thank you, Anil. It was very nice. We'll keep in touch and we'll talk more about it later. Now,
Thank you, Anilji.
get some good sleep. I think you enjoyed this session.
Yes.